Hello people, I'm hopefully going to take a bit more light-hearted approach to things now. Today I've been joking on the Facebook groups about serious things because things were getting me down. I was becoming depressed, I was becoming desperate at the fact that nobody was taking anything seriously. But now I don't care, as long as I'm okay and my family's okay. I shall still try to get people involved. If they don't want to get involved, that's fine. That's not what I'm doing this for. This is to ask the government a couple of questions which may be quite relevant to what's going on in the United Kingdom at the moment. The first question is, do they realise that the Islamic culture, it is fully accepted and encouraged for men to have sex with girls as young as 6. They don't see what's wrong with it. They think that's absolutely fine and it's something they've done for years and years and years. I've looked it up on the internet just recently and I've seen that in 1875, up until 1875, the legal consent for sex in Great Britain was 10. And in 1875 it was raised to 12. Then when there was a white slave scandal happen in 1885, and this is when the age of consent was raised to 16 years of age. So you're talking 150 years ago, Britain became totally civilised. They still weren't bad, I suppose, relatively, compared to a 6, 7, 8-year-old girl being raped, basically. But even then, 10 and 12 was too young. But I suppose throughout the years, people just got on with it because there wasn't this civilised lifestyle going on. But back to the Islamic thoughts on it. Their Quran encourages them to do it, but they still come from reasonably civilised areas, a lot of them. Civilization has hit there, but they have chosen not to change. They've chosen to follow the Quran, and most of them have chosen to follow it to the letter. Right, okay, fair enough. That's their way of life. That's what they do. My question to the government is, if that's what they do, and we know that, and we accept that that is part of their lifestyle, then why are we allowing them into the UK? Why would you allow people in that thought it was okay to take any young girl you wanted, not just their own kind? They would actually preferably take someone who was white, for instance, because that way it's doing what the Quran says, it's enslaving. And they even brand these girls that they take. But the question still has to be asked, why are you allowing them in? Because you know this is what their ideology tells them to do. And it's what they've been doing for centuries. It's basically, if you know somebody is a mass murderer or a mass rapist, and they come to your border control, you see their passport, and it comes up with the computer, mass rapist, mass murderer, and you say, that's all right. It's where he comes from. That's what they do there. So we let them in. We can't sort of judge them for what they do. It's their faith. Christ, where does that stop? Well, terrorism has become part of their faith. Well, it is, isn't it? Kill all unbelievers. Again, it beggars the question. If that is part of their faith, and they've declared a jihad, which is war on unbelievers, Why are you allowing them into this country? That's the only real question I ask is why? You know what's going to happen. I'm down here, I've just seen that another nutcase was stopped by armed police in Westminster again. Loads of knives in his rucksack. Guess what? He wasn't white. He wasn't even Asian, as they would probably say he was. He looked to me like he may have been a Somalian, possibly, or he could have been a black person from one of the Sudan or something like that. But his beard gave him away. Unlike me, I'm white with a beard, that don't count. He was definitely a Muslim. But it won't be terrorism again, will it? No. He's just a man who had a grudge. If that's the case, then why did the police stop him if the knives were in his rucksack? They must have had him under surveillance, must have known about him. So he was a terrorist suspect. So are you going to admit that? That idiot who stood up in the Commons the other day, that bloke, I've got no idea what his name is because he's such a fucking twat. I want to remember his name when he said about, oh, you have to go back to Airy Neve to have, when there was terrorism. What an arsehole. Never known such an arsehat in the whole of my life. I'll try and make this short, but I'm asking you people to ask your councillors, your MP, the Prime Minister, anybody who is part of the establishment. Ask them, why do you allow these people in when their ideology says it's okay to murder, to rape, to have sex with children, to strike down unbelievers? Why do you do it? Is it treason? Do you actually want this country taken over? Is this what the globalists want? Because that's what we believe. That's what we, the people, believe. We know what's going on with globalism and it is dying. Is this your last go? So I tell you what, it's not going to work. Because people like me are going to stick in your throat like a fishbone. And I don't care if you send people round. Send them round. Take me to the police station. Beat me up. I don't care. But we will have the truth in Britain, which we haven't had for hundreds of years. And people say, oh, it's an exaggeration. No, it's not an exaggeration. There's lots of other things I could go into where we've been lied to. But you'll just say, I'm a nutcase. But I've researched it all. So have lots of other people, and I'm sure a lot of you have. Most of the people who are against Islam have found out what's going on through probably researching other things. But please, if you speak to people who aren't aware, try and educate them. Tell them every time you see them. Just say, look, I know I said this last time, but this really is true, and you should be a little bit concerned about it and make preparations. I will advertise the website again because I told you I'm not making money. When I say I'm asking now for £10 for new members, it also says, but if you can't pay, you will still be accepted as a member. It's done on honesty. If you can afford it, please pay to help me fund what I'm doing. If you can't, you will still be accepted as a member. If that seems unfair to you people that are paying, well, tough. If you can afford it and others can't, then that's fair, isn't it? So, BritishWarriorWithin.com. The members have dried up. Got a reasonable membership in the first couple of weeks. Got nearly 30 members now, which, if they're all genuine, which I still don't know on a lot of them yet, if they're all genuine, that's a good little group that could get together if there was something that we needed to go and sort out. So, please go to BritishWarriorWithin.com, purchase something from the shop. It's a little bit pricey because it's exclusive with the mottos and the logos, but it's for funding. Think of it as a donation, but you're getting something for it. And don't forget that on the membership you do get, it sounds like the blanky blank checkbook and pen, but you get a pen from BWW, not BBW as I did put on some email, which probably sort of got blokes in trouble with their wives. And you get a magnetic BWW, I nearly said it then, calendar. It's just natty little things, just they go up on the fridge, they're sort of just a little bit bigger than a postcard. And you get all that for part of your membership. And I'm looking at getting some little lapel or tiny badges done. So please, please, if you do nothing else, let other people know. Because they are going to get hammered when it happens. Because it will happen. You know it, I know it, we're just all hoping it doesn't. But I'm as prepared as I possibly can be. I can't prepare anymore. So, don't come running to my house. You wouldn't like all the birds. You'd have to climb over all the bird shit. So, right guys. Sorry, excuse me, I belched then. I do apologise. Right, united together, stand unbowed. We will never bow to Islam. Thank you, Wellington. I went to the right side. That's quite clever, considering I'm looking at myself in the screen. Goodbye.